Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking a look at another bootleg, surprisingly. I know I teased it in the last video, didn't I? Yeah, this is a bootleg of the 2.0 Super Saiyan Gohan. And unfortunately, this guy suffers a lot more from kit bash syndrome, is what I'm going to call it, than the Super Saiyan 3. Yeah, so this figure seems like, in order to cut costs, they have basically used parts from every other figure they've been able to copy. This one I'm thinking they took parts from Krillin, because there is a Krillin bootleg out there with the same sort of packaging. So that's the only thing I can think of. A quick look at the box shows that, yes, it is the same sort of packaging. Exactly the same, quite well printed, except when you look on the back where it's a bit washed out. No toy sticker or other logos or anything like that. Although there is like a Funimation logo here that they've kind of cut across. I'm guessing the Bandai logo was above it because you can't actually make out the top of that there. But yeah, strangely enough, copied from an American version of the box. Bizarre. I would have thought China was a lot closer to Japan. Well, of course, it actually is a lot closer to Japan, but I mean, why? Who knows? And yeah, looking at it, there is actually a bluefin logo in the back. Very, very strange. But yeah, first things first, let's take a look at him compared to the real one. And yeah, let's put him into like a normal sort of position first, shall we? Just to show the differences more closely. There we go. So, yeah, this guy stands quite a bit taller, obviously because of whatever they've done with this figure. Gohan, the real one, doesn't actually look too impressed with him, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, his waist is a bit loose as well. The shoulders are different. That's a completely different joint, and you'll actually notice that they've moulded the actual covers onto the chest piece, so that doesn't move with anything. You'll also notice that those are back to front. Huh. Only just noticed that there. You can actually see the bicep moulding there is on the inside instead of the outside where it should be. So that kind of adds to it as well. The hips, I'm pretty sure these are actually just from one of the Goku molds that they've moulded in purple instead, because as you can see, it's nowhere near as visible on the real one. And yeah, they've even taken the elbow articulation pieces from a completely different figure because they're far too long, and it makes him look like he's got a mutant arm, basically. It wouldn't look half bad if they'd actually used the right pegs, but yeah, they've been trying to save money and they've went with something that's completely the wrong design. So yeah, the knees are even worse. They've just recycled the two elbow joints, and that one's actually on the wrong way around again. Yeah, and the toe articulation doesn't work at all. And yeah, looking at it, even the hand pegs, I dare not pull at them because they look very, very fragile. Yeah, they're too big for the mold as well. And the minute you move that comes off. The actual peg is nowhere near what it should be. And just to finish things off in the comparisons, the minute I tried to move the neck, it snapped. So yeah, that's been glued in place. And he looks as if he's peed himself. So yeah, this one doesn't hold a candle to the real one. Let's be completely honest here. There's absolutely no point in getting this guy unless you're going to do what I am doing with it, which is to paint the normal hair black, to give me a normal one first of all, and to reuse the actual heads for the older Gohan figures, so that I've actually got some updated stuff. Apologies, I'm actually playing with the real one off camera. I'm trying to get him back into the pose he was in. So yeah, let's get into our the looks and stuff, shall we? I mean, the face is alright on the default, as well as the hair. They've actually shaded the hair and stuff like that. Oh, just fall over. On the other one, however, it's completely it's nowhere near the middle. Plus they've given us a second normal stern face instead of the side facing one. But yeah, the actual Super Saiyan 2 hair looks quite good, so you can replace the original one with that. In terms of the other heads, that one, there's a bit of, well, in fact, yeah, I didn't realise that until now. The eyebrow's actually way up there, but the eyes are in an okay position. They're kind of being put on top of where the eyebrows should be. This one, the eyebrows look more ginger than anything else, but other than that, they look okay. And then you've got the gritted teeth face, which again, the eyebrows have been kind of put on with ginger paint instead of what they should have been, and the tampografts are nowhere near in the right place. The hands are stiff as all get out. I'm not even sure this is a Gohan hand. It might actually be from Krillin. But yeah, basically they have tried to save so much money on this guy because obviously smaller parts means more brittle plastic, but they've went too far. They've went far too far in one direction. So yeah, if the head were to stay on the neck peg, it would be okay, I suppose. The arms go out there. That looks comically long. Not much movement in other directions. I don't know where these joints are actually coming from. The only other figures I can think of that had that sort of joints were actually either the Street Fighter figures or the Kanuki Man figures. Ultimate Muscle for those of you outside Japan. But yeah, totally the wrong design there. They do actually move slightly. Because of the completely wrong joints, he gets nearly 180. On both sides actually, although it doesn't look nearly as bad on this side. That's non-functional at all. You need to push it right the way back for it not to do anything. Let's see. The legs do actually excuse me, I lost my voice there for a second. The legs do actually work quite well compared to the Goku. You can still pull them apart. That's why it works a bit better, because it's a peg instead of a ball joint. I wish they would have done that for the Goku once they realised that the ball pegs weren't going to work too well for the bootleg. The thigh swivel does kind of work. The knees barely function at all because they're in the wrong positions and it's the wrong joint to begin with. I mean, that just looks so out of place. I mean, seriously. The feet do work, however, even with them being as loose as they are, they're still as limited as the real ones, and that's saying something. And yeah, the toe articulation does not work at all. So yeah, the joints do tend to hold together quite well, he says, as one just comes out like immediately. But yeah, just avoid this figure at all costs. I mean, this is making me think that the Krillin they also make is maybe not the best. If you're going to go for a bootleg for, say, customizing purposes or anything like that, to use the actual body, I mean, I would definitely go for the adult figures as opposed to the smaller ones, because I mean this just does not work at all. I mean, it holds together well enough, but I mean, ugh, that's pathetic. This is just pathetic. This is no name company sort of quality right here. So yeah, this new line of bootlegs is clearly a hit and miss at the best of times. Hopefully the Shenron's alright, because I actually definitely want him. I mean, I was never going to pay about £80 for what's essentially a statue with a few moving parts. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this review. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.